Welcome back to the channel. Doing a short video from the inside of my greenhouse here. It's the second day of winter, December the 22nd. And just showing here the highs and lows experienced so far. With a small space heater, we've been above freezing. Here is a Meyer lemon in the corner. Various citrus in their pots. As well as lychee here in the air pot. This is the small space heater I was talking about. It's set to high, which is about 1500 watts. It's on a thermocube. It turns on at 35 and off at 45. This is a barrel of water. Around it are these seedling passion fruit vines. I thought I might have had a hybrid. They did make flower buds and they look exactly like Edilus, so no hybrid here. If these survive, we'll separate them out. If not, I'll have an excuse to throw them out. So the idea with planting the hardy citrus in the ground, such as the Yuzu and the kumquat here, the Thomasville, with a little bit of heat from the space heater, we can actually keep it above the lethal temperatures of zone 7. And in the case of the Thomasville, we can ripen the fruit in here. Morton is a zone 8 plant, but we have it in this greenhouse now. It was able to ripen the fruit. It should come off easily with a slight twist. So this is my very first hybrid that I grew myself to maturity. It looks like a small navel orange. This is pretty cool. I've tried a Citrange in the past and didn't think it was good. Morton is supposed to approach edibility, so we'll see if that's true. Even if not, I think this is highly ornamental. Well, here it is. I'm going to scratch the rind and give it a smell. So I remember saying this smells exactly like a Hinsey kumquat. There's like a carroty smell to it, if you know what I mean. Here it is compared to a lemon. It is on the small side, and here it is cut in half. I was not expecting to find seeds, so I admit I was doubting if this is actually a Morton. I checked my photos and my notes, and it looks like I pollinated this flower of this Morton with Meyer lemon. So Morton is supposed to make clones of itself even when pollinated, so there might be a small chance there's a Meyer times, or rather a Morton times Meyer seed in here. We're going to plant these out and we're going to look for any off types in the seedlings. I can tell this fruit is going to be juicy. I'm going to try and get the seeds out without damaging them, so I'm going to put the camera down for a second. I got most of the seeds out. There might be a few deeper down into the fruit. I did notice there's a little bit of green in here. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but this might not be 100% ripe, just based off that green flesh in there. Either way, we're going to squeeze the juice out, and yeah, here you get a better look at the inside of the flesh. There's some green spots where the seeds were. So those two halves produce this much juice. Color-wise, it looks like any other orange juice you buy at the grocery store. It doesn't have any off scent, any smell, trifoliate smell, but we're going to give it a taste. So I remember saying that the rind had a carrot-like scent, like a Hinsey kumquat does. There's a slight carroty flavor in the background, not as strong as what was in the rind. It's very acidic, not like a lemon, but it's quite tart. So I diluted it with water and added a couple teaspoons of sugar and gave it a swirl. And after tasting it with the water and the sugar, it's pretty good. Reminds me of like I want to say like a Tang or maybe an off-brand powdered citrus aid mix, but with a very slight vegetal-like quality from that carroty off flavor, like the scent that was in the rind. Strangely enough, I'm getting seawater. If you've ever used electrolyte drops in your water, that's what I'm getting. It's very slight, but it's there. Some people might hate it. So a good thing about this fruit is that it's able to ripen in my zone 7 climate. But if you're going to go through the trouble of protecting this tree, you might as well grow something like a Hamlin orange. which not as hardy, but it ripens its fruit earlier than most oranges and makes great juice, but would require more protection in colder zones. Versus the Morton, which could take down to between 5 and 10 degrees and can be protected with a small space heater like I have in my greenhouse.